What's up everybody? Thanks for watching for today's video. Really excited. I've been working on this one for a little while. It's a champagne wall. First I wanted to go over something real quick. I built this two ways. Foldable ones where you would fold it up and down and they were off of hinges. That really looked like a great option. And then also the two separate pieces. So let me tell you this, from building them, I really love this one, which is actually the two separate pieces. The one with hinges seems like a great idea, but in actuality, a lot of the moving and storage, I can see myself putting this away back and forth. It just constantly moves around a lot. You can put some hinges on it, but it's gonna be putting a lot of stress on that wall. So I really don't like it. The two separate one, it's easier to transport. You have two separate pieces, you just have them next to each other. I'd recommend the two separate ones that you put together. It just seems like it's gonna be a lot more sturdier, especially for transport and everything you gotta be doing, than having those hinges that it's just gonna be putting stress on that whole thing. So I think it'd be better just to do the two separate parts. And if you wanna add something, make it better, some new designs, anything like that, definitely do that. I know a lot of people who want to build the stuff I'm building don't have access to a big old workshop and all those tools that miter saw, table saw, all those things that can make this job easier, but also that's an expensive amount of tools that you need to buy. I believe with this one, I built it with a circular saw and a drill pretty much. One thing I wanted to cover when I was kind of researching, kind of figuring out how am I going to build this wall and the different sizes that I'm going to do for the champagne glasses are all the different sizes. I did not know that. What I did, I just went to Dollar Tree and I picked up a couple of basic champagne glasses and I measured them out for that. In the plans below, I'll give a little bit more information if you want to spread it out a little bit more, do anything like that. Gap in between. And so this is kind of actually just showing you what it looks like, but imagine just putting a sign at the top, putting some floral at the top. Man, it's gonna look way better than what I did here. Whew. So make sure to like and subscribe and let's get started. It's hard to tell, but really with the paddle bit, you don't push. Sometimes with the drill, you kind of want to push those little regular drill bits, but this is a paddle bit. You literally just touch it to the wood. As soon as you start, it wants to pull itself through. So I'm not pushing, you're not pushing it down. I literally just touch the wood, turn the blade, it drills it and it pushes through itself. But you do have to be careful because it does that. It wants to drill itself. If you're not holding on with two hands or you're not prepared for it, maybe you've never used one before, they can kind of give a little jerk to them. So with any power tools, you just want to make sure you're aware. Let me show you what can happen if I just try it with one hand and I'm not prepared. I've used this tool for a long time and I know a lot of people are new to a lot of these tools, especially a paddle bit. Maybe they haven't used it. But really, if you understand the tool and understand what it's going to do, you're prepared for it. It's going to be definitely a better tool to have and know and understand and use safely, and it's going to help you get a lot more things done. Let me just show you the one thing you need to be aware of when you're using it, and you should be good to go. So anytime you're using this, you want to use two hands. Don't try to cover up the holes. This is kind of where the air kind of flows out, but you just want to make sure you have a hold on at least two hands because they don't want to jerk on you a little bit. If I wasn't sure, this is my first time using it, I might just use it one-handed. What happens is, let me hold it. See, it wants to pull. See that jerk that it can do, and that can kind of hurt your wrist a little bit, so you definitely want to be prepared for that. So if you're holding with two hands, you're prepared for it. It's not, it'll go in smooth, and I'll show you right now when I put the two hands. I'm not going to push down on it. That paddle bit's going to drill down itself, and I'm just going to kind of just let it do its thing. And the spot we're going to drill, I'm going to have one hand on this, the other hand just kind of guiding it just in case. I'm just going to be ready in case it wants to do a little kick on me. At least I have control, because if not, it'll spin around for it. Boom. All right, let's keep going. And you'll see I got a little impatient and I decided to do all 3 at once, but it worked out. I definitely recommend doing 1 at a time, a lot safer. I have somewhere to be in a little bit, so I'm gonna knock this out. To make sure it kind of opens easier, we're just gonna slide a little bit of these on both sides, and that'll kind of give it a little bit more leeway for us to slide the top in. I'll show you a little later. I always get a lot of questions on which stain I use. Most often, I use the same stain. It's English Chestnut 233 from Minwax. They only really sell this at Lowe's. Home Depot used to carry it, but they switched to something else. I don't really like their stain. It hasn't given me the look that I wanted. But this one came close to the look that I'm always looking for. So I usually just buy a big one. I use most of this most of the time. Sometimes I try other stains, but this has always been my go-to stain. I always like the staining part. I hate staining, but I love where you can start seeing the look that you're kind of going for and it start coming out, especially with stain when you stain the wood. Literally for almost all the projects I use just basic pine or common board. It's usually the cheapest one at Home Depot, or whiteboard. It's all basically the same. It's the cheapest one that they offer. Some of the other stuff, the more expensive stuff, it doesn't stain the way I like. They have like Southern Yellow Pine that's usually a lot better. Stains yellow. This is just standard pine, basic pine, cheap wood, but it takes the stain really well. So when I use not gonna lie, I kind of love that. That's exactly what I was going for. That wood stain really pops off the grass. So, man, that came out good. I really love the way they came out. All I'm gonna do is just buy some hinges that I'm gonna have on the side. It's on there, but it's always better just to have some hinges to kind of keep it in a good place. All right, let's see what it looks like. I can't wait to see some of the stuff y'all do with this.